Order. Please rise and join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. Madam Clerk, may I have roll call, please?
Al Poole.
Here.
David Walker.
Here.
Soren Peterson.
Here.
Chuck Schultz.
Here.
Mike Cunningham.
Here.
Jennifer Eden. Here.
At this time, I'd like to suspend our regular scheduled board meeting to conduct a public hearing. The purpose of the public hearing is to explain and answer questions pertaining to the role and to hear objections to the role for the Irish Hills Road Improvement Project. I will need anybody that wants to speak in opposition, please give us your name and your address so we can have it for the record. Yes, sir.
My name is David Haber. I'm on 7719 Tipperary Trail, Benton, Michigan, in the Irish Hills.
Okay. Did you have a comment? Or is that just it, you're in opposition to it?
No, I have questions or something. If I
Okay.
have questions.
Sure.
I don't know what questions you can answer or whatever. So I'm in objection to the roll right now unless somebody tells me something that would change that.
Okay.
Is that okay that I say that right now?
Sure.
then? Okay, because I didn't know if I had to do it again at the hearing or what. So I want to know what responsibility is it to the board that when somebody brings this type of purchasing, this type of financing to you, are you the SAD financing? Do you look at who is responsible for that, or how do you go about looking at the details of whether that SAD is appropriate for the township to take on with the people?
So what's required for that public act is that a petition has to be circulated. It requires a certain percentage of signatures to be valid. So then we hold a series of public hearings to make sure that nobody that has signed it has objected to it, and nobody, I don't think we've lost any signatures on that. So once that petition is circulated and they have the required signatures, we can establish a special assessment district. The special assessment district will be funded by purchasing a bond that has the township's faith and credit on. So what we will do is we will assess the residents for the payment of that bond over the 20-year period that we have selected for it. Or is it 15? No, we're 20? 20, that's right, 20 years. Did that answer your question?
Yes.
Okay.
Also, can that be paid in advance if you pay the full amount?
Yes, it can.
Okay. So if there's
The deadline for that, do you have that, Marcy?
It's 30 days from today.
So it would be 30 days from today.
Can anybody on the board explain to me how the co-owners of Irish Hills have responsibility for the roads? How that came to be that would happen? Because I know how the normal thing happens. I sent some information here that Thursday, a packet of information.
Yep.
And it just kind of pointed out the township ordinances and stuff that apply to such things. And I want to know how the co-owners end up being responsible for this. For the responsibility.
Well, it's established as a private road for one.
Right.
And that falls back on the owners of the community. The way it's being done now is that it's being petitioned for a special assessment district. So that's the legal ramification for it, or the legal reason for it.
But the private road is not for the construction of the road. The private road is for the co-owners to maintain the road. Nothing but maintain. That's the bylaws. I signed the agreement. In all the things I see, it's not to construct a road.
Right,
which never
yeah,
happened.
right, well, those are individual things. You do have a maintenance agreement as residents.
Right.
but there was enough residents that said, hey, our maintenance agreement is not doing what we want it to do. We would like to have the road reconstructed, and that's why the petition for the special assessment district occurred.
But how can you maintain a road that's never been put in? It was half as thick as it was supposed to be.
Right.
And actually it's gonna break up all the time. We put a lot of money in
Right.
that road all through these years.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah, I know.
so, I mean, that wouldn't have happened if if the developer would have, been responsible enough for
Right.
the township.
Yeah,
to
I,
take that on.
none of us were here when that occurred. That predated all of us by a few years. And I know that the previous developer had gone bankrupt, so I don't know what happened there.
But he went bankrupt quite a few years, like about 7 years after the first, half was put on.
Right.
And you gotta put that on in about 3 years, otherwise
Right.
that lower layer is not gonna be any good, so.
Right.
I just wondered what, why that was. So, I guess you just said it was a private road, and that's what I'm saying, it's just the maintenance, so. If I could just ask a few more here.
Sure.
The Irish Hill Board stated that they had verified that at the time of the development of this project, which I don't know why you wouldn't know, that no bond was required for completion of that road. So in fact, a surety, any type of surety or anything was not taken of the developer to guarantee that the roads would be built. Is that correct?
Well, like I said, that predates me, and I don't know that to be true or false, because I haven't been asked that question until now.
Okay, well, the question is this then, did anybody on the board, the township board, meet with the Irish Hills Board to discuss those type of things, whether it is verified or not? Did anybody on this board meet with the Irish Hill Board to discuss that?
I don't recall that discussion.
Nobody did. That was in our minutes, that they had verified that, and that there was not a responsibility to.
Right. They may have gone through the zoning department and asked.
Zoning department?
Yeah. I'm not saying that they didn't get information from the township pertaining that, but they didn't get it from anybody on the board. Right.
Is anything discussed between the board and two boards about the co-owner's responsibility that you know?
Other than we knew that they didn't finish the roads.
Right.
Right, that's all we knew.
Okay. So we know that there was no surety, you don't know that?
I do not know that.
You should know that because it would affect.
Well, I can appreciate your line of questioning,
Yes.
but that questioning, I feel that it's irrelevant to the purpose of this public hearing. The purpose of this public hearing is to hear objections for this assessment role.
Yes.
You're asking me historical data that I do not have readily available or was given pervy information to answer these questions. So if you would like to either send me an email or call me, I can look into them a little bit more and find that out. Like I said, that predates my time here, so
I'm just surprised nobody would, discuss that at all, but, that's just everything predated. So, I think everybody here knows about the Michigan Condominium Act 59. Does everybody on the board know Michigan Condominium Act 59?
well, we have legal
That's a
counsel that
Michigan.
does.
Michigan it's
Yeah.
been around since 1978.
Sure.
Everybody knows about that, right?
Well, I haven't read it in depth, but
No, but I mean, you have to know what it is because.
okay. So how does that pertain to this public hearing? Is
Okay, is
my
that
next
binding
question.
upon you then? Is the Michigan Condominium Act binding upon this township?
For-
Act 59
For what reason?
for a condominium project?
It is binding on the developer to develop the condominium act. The township, of course, when they process and request with respect to the application, will follow the condominium act also.
And that's where I'm getting to as far as who is responsible for the roads, as you call the roll. And
Right.
I don't believe the co-owners are because this condominium act also, it also this type, for streets and other things that are in a condominium. So at that time, there was, language in it that was enforceable, should have been enforced by the Michigan Condominium Act. Surety should have been held of that developer to ensure that the roads were completed. I wanna know why that wasn't done. Now, you're saying it predates you, and you're just sort of gonna forget about it, but I'm telling you this, it may predate you, but if you come in this term, and you, I don't know what your term is, how long your term is here, is it 4 years or whatever? You do what you want, the next guy comes in 4 years and says, oh no, that predates me, it was when so-and-so was in, and the next one predates me, then it's nothing, you know, you could change something all the time, that's what I'm getting at. And I'm sure that's not the case. So what I'm saying is that the Condominium Act does require some type of surety from the developer at that time, in 2004, I believe it was, that they would have held, or should have held, the township should have held, to make sure the roads were completed.
You're talking two different things, really.
Okay.
Okay, we are here because of a public hearing on the special assessment district to reconstruct the road.
Right.
What you're talking about is back when the time when the property was developed, according to the Land Division Act, I'm sorry, the Condominium Act, whether or not any surety should at that time to complete the road. Some of the members on the board that are present today were on the board at that time. None of them really knows what was presented to the township at that time. Nobody knows what documents exist from 15 or so years ago. And so while you have your concerns about whether there's a surety bond, it has nothing to do with the special assessment district and whether this role should be approved. The only thing that this public hearing is for is whether or not, through the objections that are raised and through the supports that are raised, whether the township should confirm the role for the special assessment to reconstruct this road. So you're asking things that are not relevant to really the issue before the township board right now. Whether there was or wasn't a surety 15 years ago has nothing to do with whether or not there was a petition presented to the township to establish a special assessment district. Construction of that road. It has nothing to do with it. That's what the township board is here today for, is to hear any objections that people have to the special assessment district. Whether there was or wasn't a surety 15 years ago really has nothing to do with the special assessment.
May have something to do with it because if there was a surety withheld at that time, which it was supposed to be, we wouldn't have this problem today. It would be the township's responsibility to step in. What they do is that when they get the surety, they hold that surety until the developer comes and finishes the road. You're saying reconstruct the road is not applicable in our case. We're not reconstructing a road. A road was never fulfilled. You said reconstruct a road? No, we're not reconstructing a road. We're tearing off half a road, if you call it half road. There's different meanings for half roads, but you know what I mean. Half a layer of road. That is not a road.
Well, you're mincing words right
No,
now.
I'm not mincing words. I'm direct.
Well, I mean, the purpose of it is whether the road should be reconstructed. You say maybe constructed from the start. It doesn't matter. The purpose of this SAD is to confirm the road.
Yeah.
Everybody has a right to object to it.
Yes.
Whether there was a surety 15 years ago or not. Really is irrelevant to what we're talking about today.
I differ with that because I believe that you're talking about the role, and the role is the people are going to pay for the road. That is what the role is. So I'm saying that the co-owners shouldn't be responsible for this road. That's why it's applicable. The co-owners aren't responsible for this road, but the township is responsible for this road. Or the developer, if they held a surety, in which the money would come back to here. So it makes a difference. If you say it's not applicable, it is applicable. Because I'm coming from a point that I believe this township's responsible for that road, and not the role that you have on here, which you have all the co-owners listed. So,
The township has no legal responsibility.
they have no that's not, okay.
Period.
That's your opinion. That
That's the law.
township has no,
Okay, Mr. Haver, can we get back to the point on topic? If you would like to discuss this further, you can send me an email, contact me, but we are done discussing what happened in the past.
so you just cut me off and I'm done then? Okay. I mean, that's what you're doing, right?
Now you're putting words in my mouth again.
Alright, you can tell me.
What I'm asking you
What you're asking, okay.
is, do you have something to add that's pertaining to this role at this time for this SAD?
Are you upset, sir? I don't want you,
I-
I don't want you to get upset. I mean,
What would make you think that I'm upset?
But you're gritting your teeth and stuff, and you have.
I am
you know,
not-
I'm
I'm
not here to
gritting my
fight with it,
teeth?
I'm just here to protest it, and I don't think it's fair, so.
You know,
I will just,
Mr. Haver, you're jumping to conclusions and you're making assumptions. And if
No,
that
sir.
makes you feel good, that's
No, sir.
fine. But
I
that's,
deal with facts. I'm not gonna.
well, you
jump
know what,
and say
obviously you have your own set of facts.
something.
So,
Yeah, that's true.
do you want to object to this or not? Because I'm moving
I
on.
do object. Yes,
Thank
sir.
you. Let
And
the
I have
record be,
nothing else to say, I cannot interject anything else, that's correct.
okay. And if
You
you would
got
like,
facts, sir?
if you would like to discuss this further, I would, the other issues, I can do some research and get information for you. That's what I'm here for, but,
Okay.
just not at this time.
So then I will not bring anything else up, and I guess I can't bring anything up. Thank you.
Does anyone else have any comments? All right, being that we have none, we'll go ahead and close the public hearing and reconvene our regular meeting. Do we have any changes to the agenda? I'll go ahead and entertain the motion to approve.
So moved. Support.
Been motioned and supported to approve the agenda as presented. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. The agenda is approved. Next is approval of the consent agenda. The regular board meeting minutes from May 2019, and the clerk's warrants and bills.
So moved. Support.
It's been motioned and supported to approve the consent agenda as presented. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Next, communications. One item, the fire run service report.
So moved. Support.
It's been motioned and supported to receive communications one and place on file. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That motion carries. Next is public remark. Does anybody have any comments or remarks about anything? Okay, being none, we'll move on to unfinished business. We have no unfinished business. We're gonna move to new business. Selection of contractor for the Irish Hills Road Improvement Project. So we had, several bidders on this project. One of them had appeared to be the low bidder, but our engineer had found a calculation mistake in his bid and did not, turn out to be the low bidder after all. So far, we have Allied Construction as a low bidder, followed by Green Tech, T&M Asphalt, Fonson, Reith Riley, and LA Construction Corps. I do believe that the residents had kind of tagged Allied as who they wanted in the first place. Phil, you've worked with Allied. Do you have any concerns with them?
No, they do an excellent job.
Is there anybody here that thinks that we should not take the low bidder or have any reason why we shouldn't? Do any of the residents out there have a concern about Allied? Yes.
So, Mike Lander, 9691 Whipple Hill Court. So, what's being shown on the board that adjusts for the calculation area you found? Correct. Okay. Yeah, Green Tech was $680,000. They had a $9,000 error in their addition. Okay. They had a bid item for $10,000. We think they added $1,000 when they added them all up. They just forgot a zero when they typed it in, which was it was 9,000 even. We're pretty sure that's where it came from.
We don't want any miscalculations in the hot mix neither, do we?
Yeah.
So, all right,
Just, I guess, we get this comment from the communication we've had amongst the board.
Sure.
And with neighbors. I don't know that there was any preference for Allied over anybody else. It's just one that us, schmoes that don't know, anything about asphalt. It was a company we had identified.
okay.
Just from seeing their trucks and
Yeah, I've worked with them on several projects. They do a really good job.
Okay.
They're good to work with.
Well, if there's no opposition to the low bidder, I'll entertain that motion.
So moved. Support.
It's been motioned and supported to award the bid to Allied Construction for $687,786. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, that motion carries. Next is resolution to confirm the special assessment role for the Irish Hills Road Improvement Project. So this basically gives us the legal authority to assess the residents based off that bid price and costs.
Support.
It's been resolved and supported to confirm the special assessment role for the Irish Hills Road Improvement Project. Madam Clerk, may I have a roll call vote, please?
Soren Peterson,
Yes.
Mike Cunningham,
Yes.
Al Poole,
Yes.
Chuck Schultz.
Yes.
David Walker,
Yes.
Jennifer Eden,
Yes.
and I say yes.
Next is the bond authorizing resolution for the Irish Hills Improvement Project.
So resolved.
Support.
Been resolved and supported to authorize the bond for the Irish Hills Road Improvement Project. Any further discussion? Madam Clerk, may I have a roll call vote, please?
David Walker,
Yes.
Chuck Schultz.
Yes.
Al Poole,
Yes.
Mike Cunningham.
Yes.
Jennifer Eden.
Yes.
Soren Peterson,
Yes.
and I say yes.
Next is a resolution to establish the alternate dates for the July and December Board of Review.
So resolved.
Okay.
Obviously due to holidays.
Yeah.
Not due to holidays. I do believe,
I can explain this real
oh,
quick.
go ahead.
Okay, so the state of Michigan wants the July Board of Review to be the Tuesday following the third Monday in July, and then December is the Tuesday following the second Monday in July. And they allow by board resolution to establish.
Oh.
So just moving forward, we wanna have the
Flexibility.
option to pick any day that week for those meetings.
Thank you.
Got it. Thank you.
Is any time needed to be for public notice to change a meeting date? Or if it's gonna be
No.
flexible?
No. We just have to post them within a
Post it.
certain amount of time.
You're within the time.
I'll resolve to approve the alternate dates.
I'll second.
Been resolved and supported to establish the alternate dates for July and December Board of Review. Any further discussion? Once again, Madam Clerk, roll call vote, please.
Jennifer Eden,
Yes.
Soren Peterson,
Yes.
Al Poole,
Yes.
Chuck Schultz.
Yes.
David Walker,
Aye.
Mike Cunningham,
Yes.
and I say yes.
Next is item number 5. It's the approval of the draft newsletter. As you know, we do a newsletter twice a year. That's the draft that's been out. We've all been through it a couple of times, making corrections, and unless somebody has something to add or has noticed anything that needs to be changed, proofread, or punctuated, speak now.
So moved.
Support.
It's been motioned and supported to approve the draft of the newsletter. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, that motion carries. Miscellaneous business, we have none. Public remarks? Being none, I'll go ahead and entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Been motioned and supported to adjourn our meeting. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Motion's adjourned. Meeting adjourned.
Is there what?
I was gonna ask you.
Oh, for the school?
Yeah.
Oh, for Ben's school. Yeah.
Was it a bond issue or?
Sinking fund.
Oh, the sinking fund, oh, yeah.